Is the front gate the only way inside the mortuary? This could be useful info. Hi, only deader or dustmen go in gate, they do. You want Pox make you deader again? Again? Hi, many time you ask, Pox always do. Okay, so we have asked him to kill us repeatedly in the past. Interesting. How many times exactly? Many time, hi. I guess he can't count much. So, we've met before. Hi. Man of very few words. Pretty much one word. Hi, hi, hi. Oh, hi. Well, what do you know about me? You a deader who don't stay deader for long. Hi, deal square with Pox you do. Okay, well, anything that isn't quite obvious. You a deader who don't stay deader for... Same reply. Do you know anything else besides that? Okay, I guess not. I guess we won't pursue that any further. We don't want to get inside the mortuary right now. Well, how about I just pretend to be dead and you sneak me in? Let Pox see you play deader. You play deader good, Pox get you in. Hi. Okay, so that could be possible too. But not now. I had some other questions first. Do you know someone named Farad? Hi, Farad. Collector. Big. Name has weight. Casts long. Shadow it does. Hi. Do you know where I might find him? Hi, in the hive here. He is somewheres. Hi. Could you be more specific? Hi, somewheres in the hive he is. Ferret hide he does. Very hard finding he is. Not worth finding he is. What do you mean not worth finding? Hi, many hates him. Other collectors even. Sharegrave hates him. Not like Ferret at all. Hi. Who's Sharegrave? Hi, Sharegrave. Big name. Carry weight. Casts long shadow he does. Tell Pox what to do he does. All of them have big names and they carry weight and cast a long shadow, it seems. Would your boss, this Sharegrave, know where Farad is?
Updated my journal.
Hi, Sharegrave knows darks he does. No Farad hiding he does. Sharegrave in Rackpicker Square, many blocks west of here. Hi. Say Sharegrave that Pox sent you. Tell him Sharegrave become Sharecopper with Pox he will. Hi. That hi is seriously starting to rot my brain. And the Rackpicker Square is still our next destination. Clearly. I've lost a journal. You wouldn't happen to have seen one, would you? Hi, no journal have I seen. Things get lost in the hive, never found again. Maybe journal, one of them. Hi. What is this journal? Cousin of Kal-El? Okay, that was all I wanted to know. Thanks. Farewell. I do not want to speak with you anymore, lest I become brain dead on the spot.
I'm gone.
It seems that would be still possible to become more brain dead. There's some random dustman here. But I don't think there's any point in talking to these random ones. We didn't examine this, by the way. A huge monument. There is no name or plaque identifying what it is honoring.
I'm gone.
I guess it's just for show. Okay, let's enter Gathering Dust Bar. There is at least a job opportunity here, if nothing else.
What are we doing in here? Let's say we just give this place the laugh, alright?
There, happy Mort. We gave it the laugh. And there's this Norochi. I think that was the person who has the job work thing. The bar is made from a green stone that seems to evaporate any liquid that touches it. That's a bit unconventional for you know, serving drinks or anything, if it evaporates even solids. Awaiting death. Interesting names. These dustmen have. Old copper eyes. There's a zombie bodyguard. Who takes a squishy piece of rotten flesh as a bodyguard? Well, I'm guessing this guy Emmerich. That's the initiate that was mentioned in some... Was it the logbook or something? And Mordai Gravesend just was yelling something to us, I'm guessing. And there's some skeptic sipping a drink. Let's go chat with the zombie worker behind the bar. See if we can order anything. This female corpse is dressed in a heavy burlap shirt covered with food and wine stains. Her lips have been stitched closed and her arms and legs are wrapped in several layers of bandages. The bandages seem to have been soaked in preservatives to keep the corpse fresh. As a result, the corpse's rotting odor has been replaced with an equally repulsive vinegar smell. Ugh, God. And yeah, Erin's not in the mood to flirt with corpses right now, so let's leave it in peace. Mort will probably handle that for us. As we turn away, we notice Mort staring at us. Eh? Eh? Nudge nudge, wink wink. What is it? Did you see the way that... Oh. Oh, this is a different line. Yeah, did you see the way that cadaverous beauty was staring at me? Mort's teeth chatter as if in anticipation. She was looking for some lucky cutter to thaw her coffin. Please don't start this again. Mort ignores us and becomes thoughtful. I don't really mind the attention, actually. It's just that I like to be seen as something more than just a skull, you know. I have feelings that go beyond my base animal instincts. I want courtship, not some fortnight fling around the mausoleum. Mort, you are a skull. Nobody can help but see you as a skull. Accept it. Yeah, well, I may be just a skull, but I've got a big heart. Actually, you don't have one of those. What? Were you dumped into my life to spit on my dreams and aspirations? Fine, be that way then. I don't have a heart, but I do have a soul. Well, actually, I'm betting you... Forget it. Let's go. Poor Mort. You stranger, speak with me for a moment, says, yeah, that guy, Mordai Gravesend. We shall, soon enough. Let's take a peek in the barrel. Rags. We already have one rag. I doubt we need more.
Done. All right.
I don't want to burden Mort too much.
All right.
After all, he doesn't even have a back or shoulders or arms to carry stuff with. These bubbling tanks are dispensing their contents into wooden kegs. There is a faint smell of vinegar in the air. Isn't that from the corpse bartender? These gates are made of a featureless black metal. There doesn't appear to be any way to open them. Same with the other gates. More zombie workers. There's a skeleton worker. Let's not go break it into pieces here. Dustmen might not appreciate that. Though who knows, maybe they would. There are no bunch anyway. This looks like a mirror, but there is no reflection of the bar in it. Okay, that's interesting. Very interesting. Empty barrel again, another empty barrel, and yet another empty barrel.
Done.
Okay, well, let's start from here with this woman. See who she is, what she's doing. Erin would be interested to find out more about their philosophies and such, so that's why we're mainly talking with them. And of course the job opportunity. Barmy nonsense. As we approach, the elderly woman turns and stares at us. I can almost read. La, look who's come a-calling on Seer today, Death's dearest son. She looks us up and down, then shakes her head in disbelief. By every power and its mother, boy, what crypt did you crawl out of? I didn't crawl out of any crypt, it was a small tomb. She frowns, her face wrinkling like crumpled parchment. Right then, what coffin did you crawl out of? She mumbles. One of those shoddy splint coffins at Hamry's, most like. Gives corpses splinters, I hear. That boy's not been worth a clipped copper since his father died. Who is Hamrys? Amris is a coffin maker in the lower ward. Inherited the shop when his father died, much to the shame of every corpse needing a coffin, crypt or tombstone in sigil. Interesting. Well, what happened to his father? Those ears just for show, boy. He died. His son talked him to death, most likely. That boy's tongue doesn't stop rattling. I'm surprised he doesn't shake his head loose from his shoulders. Well, yeah, we mainly meant details about what happened, but I guess this will do. Well, I'm looking for some information. Can I ask you some questions? Questions, eh? Well, you can ask. Seer looks at us with a steely eye, then smiles. Crypt crawler? Yeah, Erin is a bit sick of repeating that he didn't crawl out of any stuff other than their own precious mortuary. Well, are you a dustman? A dustman? I suppose. I've seen enough sand pass through the hourglass while wearing these robes. This body's almost ready to pay the ferryman. She chuckles, but there's not much mirth in it. Yeah, this is an interesting question to ask these people. Are you afraid of dying? Course I am, boy. Who isn't? She frowns and glances around. Well, except dustmen. They're not afraid because they've been swallowing so much of their own bat droppings over the decades they've blinded themselves into thinking that death is some kind of release. Yeah, this is an interesting case. So what sparked this crisis of faith? She shrugs. Life, I suppose. It's, She frowns. Ha! Never you mind. I won't bore you with the niggling details. Well, I'd like to know, actually. Oh, would you? She looks at us skeptically. How old do you take me for, boy? Well, no reason to lie at this point, so let's tell her the truth. Old. Well, you're wrong. I'm really old. Now, I've spent most of my long years teaching dustmen. I've seen many dustmen whelps grow within our order, taught them the ways of the faction, kept the faith, preached the tenets of the faction. She frowns. And so on and so on. No questions, no doubt. This life was merely an antechamber that led to the true death. Well, what happened? Well, a half-month back I went sick with a fever. I thought it was the end. It rattled my cage. How? Her face becomes a stone. There's something about having your faction members circle around your deathbed like a pack of pale-faced ghouls, nodding and agreeing that your suffering and dying is all for the best. Oh, Seer is so fortunate. She shall soon be relieved of the burden of life. Burden of life? That's when it struck me. That there's something. A queer expression comes over her features. Addled about not appreciating your life. The dustmen keep saying that life is misery and suffering. Is it? That we should be happy to pass on into oblivion? Should we? She shakes her head. Questions, questions, and precious few answers. Well, it doesn't sound like you believe in the dustman philosophy anymore. I suppose I have got a swarm of doubts all buzzing in my skull. She rubs her temples. Hard to get them all to be quiet sometimes. They need to be fed some answers, and I haven't got them all worked out yet. Well, what will you do? To be square, boy, I don't know. That's the problem with doubt. I can't even trust that what I'm feeling is true, or if I'm scared of death only because of my brush with the fever, or even what I should do. Is this a passing thing? I don't know. Well, seeing as Erin still doesn't have any sort of bias towards the dustman philosophy / beliefs, the only thing we can say for certain in a way is, Seer, if you had truly believed in the dustman philosophy, then your brush with the fever would not have left you with such doubts. Sears stares at us, then nods slowly. Maybe so, maybe so. She frowns, her face wrinkling up in concentration. I'll have to chew it over some more. Well, you should, it's no small matter. La, now. Enough of me rattling on about my woes. Sears stares at our scars. You look like you've shared a few handshakes with death yourself. Hasn't that changed your views somewhat? Doesn't it make you appreciate life a bit more? Well, despite her being a skeptic and having this crisis of faith or whatever, we don't really trust her, especially in the middle of Dustman Bar, to tell her the truth. So we just don't want to talk about it. I don't really want to talk about it. I had some other questions though. Okay, Crypt Crawler asking. Well, I guess we will pursue Farad at this point if she would happen to know anything. Sear's face crumples into a frown. That dog! He's the worst of the collector lot. I heard he has his kip set up somewhere in Ragpicker Square, many streets west of the mortuary gate. Dangerous place though. Some of those collectors aren't patient enough to wait for folks to die so they can sell them for chink. And no details from her either. Doubtful that she would have seen our journal, but as no one has had any clues whatsoever yet, let's ask that as well. I'm missing my journal. What does it look like? No idea. If you don't know what it looks like, how do you expect to find it? Now that is a bloody good question. I'm beginning to wonder that myself. Okay, well, we could ask about some of the other dustmen from her before we go talk to them, so let's see. No harm in it. Who's on your mind? Let's ask about Dahl. Actually, I met a scribe named Dahl at the mortuary. Do you know him? Dahl? He was my instructor in the philosophical arts during my early training at the mortuary, and a crusty fool to boot. He's ill, so my ears tell me. I bet he'll even bore death with his presence. Oh, is he dying? Sicker than a spotted dog he is. Not much sand left in the hourglass for him. Okay, nothing really useful when it comes to Dahl. What about one of the embalmers in the mortuary? Aveni, do you know her? Who? Okay. A strange young woman. Poor eyesight, near deaf, talents for hands. Seer shakes her head. Maybe she's a new initiate. I've never heard of her. Okay, now this is getting even creepier a bit. Well, that's it for the other dustmen, so I must take my leave. Farewell and thanks.
Looks like my skills have increased.
Oh wow, Mort got a level up. Let's shave Mort and level him up. Wow, he got 10 hit points as well, and 2 from Constitution bonus. Yeah, I think I forgot to mention that the Fixpack also changes the hit point gain at level up, that no matter the class, the nameless one will get 1d10 hit points for the first 10 levels. After that, I think it was 3 hit points plus Constitution bonus.